to form there, Oasis, and Little by Little. This is XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. Who are you?
My name's Steve Merchant. Good to see you.
Thanks. With us, the producer in the studio is Carl Pilton, and he'll be doing the buttons.
Yeah. You made a good effort there, but once again...
got bored.
Words are your enemy, Rick, and they defeated you once again. Just ran out of steam with the sentences.
Every week I think, well, I'm really going to make an effort now. I've chosen some records.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's as far as it goes, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe you should write out what you're going to say at the top of the show. Write that out. Get a nice big crayon.
I like to keep a little bit of, you know...
A little bit of something, a little bit of spark, a little bit of liveliness to it.
Yeah,
sure. Sure. How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to.
It's great to be out of the house again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just I was going to say, because we've been doing this for a long time now with a little break. But XFM are bringing new listeners all the time. I've heard 4 or 5 a week.
Really?
Yeah. New listeners tune in to XFM 104.9.
Radio 1, beware.
Yeah, yeah. And we might take it for granted the people that know who we are, know who you are, know who Carl is.
Sure.
Now, if you know, if you're a regular, then you know exactly who we are. But for those of you who don't, I'm Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, a BAFTA award-winning actor and writer.
Steve Merchant, all those.
A friend of yours.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the important thing. Carl Pilkington.
Absolutely.
Our producer. I say producer. He was the bloke who was lumbered with a job. When I said, listen, I used to run the desk in the old days. When I was like, I used to press the buttons and run the desk and everything. And now I said, listen, I've been on the telly. I do not press my own buttons. And Carl said, well, I don't really work weekends. And they went, well, you do if you want to keep your job.
Absolutely.
And we were lumbered with him. And then we discovered that he's not just a little dork, a little manky sort of idiot.
Sure.
He's got nice shirt. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got something else.
Absolutely.
He's got
He brings another dimension, yeah.
Yeah. And, he started having a little chat and we discovered that he had quite a lot to say.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and I think, I was wondering maybe we should maybe play another tune, but after that, I just think we should re-familiarise our radio audience with Carl, and any new listeners, just somehow gonna let them get to know the real Carl again.
Well, if you are new, you'll find that we like some old songs, some new songs, some chit-chat. We get serious sometimes, there's some tears and some laughter.
Yeah.
We kicked off with Oasis' new one, Little by Little. We're gonna go back in time now to Iggy Pop and his Stooges with I'm Bored. Iggy Pop on board on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
Steve Merchant here as well.
Yeah, little Carl Pilkington. Well, to reintroduce or introduce people for the first time to Carl, I think we should have a...
Yeah, maybe sort of a kind of a quick Q&A, Carl, and we don't need sort of lengthy answers from you, we don't need lots of detail. You know, it can be just a couple of sentences.
Just to get a flavour of who you are.
Yeah, so firstly, name obviously Carl Pilkington. Age, Carl?
I'll be 30 next month.
Really?
This month? No, next. Where are we?
I don't think we need to ask any more questions.
I think we've done it.
That's it.
I think we've
Welcome
done it
to the world of Carl Pilkington.
Yeah, I think that, I thought it would take 3 or 4
I
questions
thought it was going to be at least,
to really explain
that was the
Carl
first question. Absolutely
God.
incredible. But you know, we can't really leave it there because we haven't got enough else to do to fill up the 2 hours. So let's pursue this line of inquiry.
Yeah.
Age? What was the age, Carl? In a couple of months'
when were you born?
I'll be 72.
Right. What month? What day?
I'm on the cusp.
You're on the cusp of a day.
Well, 23rd of September.
Okay.
72.
So anyway. Okay, right, good.
And you were talking there about, obviously a star sign where you're on the cusp.
Yeah.
You believe in that, do you?
Nope.
You don't believe in star signs?
No, not really.
But you do believe in ghosts, I understand.
No, because the
paranormal.
yeah, but the star sign thing, you've got how many different star signs are they?
12, innit?
Right, and then you've got, like, loads of people.
Yeah. So you do the math.
So they're saying that, you know, there's only 12 different sorts of people in the world.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's made up. It's made up nonsense. It's non-science.
It's pseudoscience.
It's, yes. It's hairy man and, dyed hair woman science.
Yes.
Innit?
Alright.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to, you, Carl. Where were you born?
In Manchester.
Okay. What, GCSE results did you get?
I got, was it an E? I got an E
you got an E in history. And how did you find out that
information?
You found out.
Because you thought you couldn't remember what you got, you didn't turn up, and you thought you'd done about 3, one of which wasn't history, and actually...
I knew I did art.
Yeah, you didn't. I'm telling you didn't, because we checked. You did 1. You turned up for history, you did history, you got an E in history.
I definitely did art. I made a little clay man.
Yeah, you've got to register for O-levels. You don't just do it and then phone them up and say, how was that?
Yeah.
And they go,
I'm
"We
sending
don't."
you a clay man. Sort of thing. Send me a grade.
Yeah, there's all things, there's forms to fill out and things like that, Carl.
Anyway,
go
on. Who was your closest childhood friend?
Closest? At what age?
Well, when you were young, when you were a
Oh, I
kid.
remember this. It's a fella. Is it someone making, isn't it?
Well, he wasn't really a close mate. Darren Buckley was me.
Darren Buckley?
Yeah.
He was me.
Tell us
close
briefly
mate.
about Darren. I've forgotten about Darren.
He's the one who, all the girls liked him. He
Did they?
he had permed hair. He used to have his hair like a footballer.
Sure.
His
Were you jealous of him? Were you
dad was a copper.
Did you hang around with Darren, like, in the hope of getting maybe his kind of cast-offs?
Nah. It's weird with me, and I wasn't that bothered about having loads of mates and that. I sort of...
Sure.
I had lots of mates, but I could do without them.
You had a magpie, didn't you?
You
a
had a
mate?
spirit, didn't
I
you?
was happy playing with my magpie.
Yeah, what happened to him?
It flew away.
Yeah.
But I wasn't bothered because it was giving me grief towards the end, wasn't it? It was popping me grifter tyres and that,
Yeah, sure.
flying down, pecking me head.
Sure. Now, you went to school with a number of different interesting people. Some of whom
two
were
of which,
freaks.
I understand, had big heads and webbed toes.
Is that right?
Yet they were not related to each other, and they weren't friends with each other. Why weren't they friends with each other?
Because that'd be obvious.
Did they wear shoes, or did they walk around in their webbed?
Were they good at
feet?
swimming? Were they good at swimming?
I don't know. I don't think they ever went swimming.
Did they ever talk? Did they ever look over at each other and think?
Yeah, we should hang out more.
I told you something in the week as well. There was another lad at school had a pigeon chest.
He had a what?
Can we come back to this?
He had a pigeon
I think
chest.
we should play a record, Carl, because I think we've hooked them now.
Yeah.
I think
There's no one switching off now, Rick.
No, play a record. Coffee and TV. Carl, I said it's not the best Blair song when it was playing. You know, I don't want to diss it, but you know, it's not the best one. I mean, that's
Absolutely not.
fact.
Sure.
You know, Carl went like the video though, that little milk carton.
Yeah.
Bit sad. It's tragic, isn't it? He went. This is all to himself. I'm not even joining in. And then he went, yeah, but it's all right at the end. He goes to heaven. He finds a little girl milk carton. Just lives out a little thing and is that like you on your paper round, that little milk carton, walking around like that? I imagine you. Oh, people don't know about if you just tuned in, Carl had a paper round.
It's his favourite job ever.
And he maintains it's the best job he's ever had. Isn't it, Carl?
Wait,
Go on.
I don't know what's so weird about that.
It's a paper round.
Yeah, but look, forget
It's not
all
the most
that.
fulfilling of jobs.
Look at the way it works, right? You get it out of the way at the start of the day, so you got the rest of the day to yourself.
It's the same as signing on.
You're your own boss. You know.
Same as signing on.
Well, you're not your own boss. The guy at the news agency.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's great.
You've proven me wrong there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Nah. Yeah. Nah, not really. Would that stand up in court? Where you were found with the dagger? Nah.
Was I?
when are we playing the new game?
Oh, Carl's got a new game. Carl's very excited. I was
But we were talking about something before we
Yeah,
played the
well,
record.
the freaks used to go. You had people with big heads, two web feet, didn't hang around each other. That would be too obvious. You had a fella with a pigeon chest.
Yeah, what's the story with the pigeon chest?
Don't know how it happened. It was like it looked like somebody had sort of hit him on the back with a big hammer, and it had come out at the front.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it since.
Could that have been the answer?
Why he had it?
Why had it? Possibly, I suppose, in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Don't know. Never asked him.
It's just come back to haunt you, has it, the pigeon chest?
No, it's just that you know, when you mentioned about kids at school, I forgot all about him. You're talking about the kids with the web feet and the big heads,
Yeah.
and I forgot about the little old
The pigeon chest.
pigeon
lad.
boy.
Yeah, pigeon.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm a big fan of that TV show. It's on digital TV. A lot of people won't have it, but Inside the Actors Studio with James
Yeah.
Lipton.
Yeah.
And he interviews lots of big Hollywood stars, and he always asks them these same questions at the end. Can I just run a few of them past you?
Go on.
Okay. So, if you could do any other profession other than the one you do now, what profession would you do?
Can you just change that to apart from a paper round?
Apart from a paper round.
Oh.
You could do any other
okay.
profession, Carl.
And it doesn't matter about like.
Doesn't matter if you've got the skills or anything. In an ideal world, if you had the ability.
Well, I think I'm about to buy somewhere, so I reckon something, you know, using tools and like doing a bit of plumbing and that.
So a plumber.
Well, sort of an all-rounder.
Right.
A
A handyman.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you know, you don't get paid that much, but it's useful, isn't it? So.
But you could get your own show, couldn't you, with Carol Smiley eventually?
Well, all that, but the money that you don't make, you save by not having to pay someone else to do the chores. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what that sentence meant.
Right.
No.
A plumber, how much is the average plumber on?
The money you don't make, you save on not getting someone else to do it. No, just think of that. No, look, break that sentence down. Are there any...
Sorry, Rick, sorry, but, people who live in glass houses...
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just go back to Lipton quickly. We've got a couple to get through here. So, your favourite noise or sound? Favourite sound or noise?
Ooh.
Is it me?
No.
It's not me.
Hang on a minute.
It's not me. Are you sure it's not me, Carl?
I like Elvis.
Noise.
Elvis. In the ghetto.
The sound of Elvis.
Elvis in the ghetto. Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your least favourite noise or sound? I don't think it should really be records and music. Noises, things that you hear at home or whatever.
Maybe like a sound of a...
The least favourite noise?
Least favourite.
The sound of...
Probably like...
the sound of ghosts?
Fire engines and that.
Right.
That's annoying.
Except if your house was on fire, presumably.
I think it's a bit unnecessary.
You think they're just doing it to wind people up?
I live on like a busy street and it's happening all the time, and it is like just sort of have a blast of it and people will hear it. You don't have to keep it going.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that is
Okay.
pretty annoying.
And if heaven exists, Carl, when you get to the pearly gates, what would you like God to say to you as he welcomes you into heaven? What would you like God to say to you?
Who asks these? What show's this?
It's a programme where celebrities are interviewed by a guy, an American interviewer, and he always asks these questions at the very end.
What would I say to God?
What would
No,
you say to God when, if you believed in heaven, and if heaven exists, when you eventually go up to heaven and you're welcomed in through the gates
In
by
your
God,
parka and your stussy t-shirt and your...
what do you want God to say to you as he welcomes you in?
Say, you alright? Don't know, just be friendly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice stuff. It's a kind of Scottish supergroup. Lots of different artists from
Ben and
Scottish
Sebastian
bands.
have got to be involved. Is it the lead singer from them?
It may well be, yeah, on that particular track. There's different people. Mole Historical Society, Idlewild, Teenage Fan Club, different people from all those bands. Get together with a guy called Gary Lightbody from Snow Patrol, and he writes
And
the
all
tunes.
that on XFM 104.9, Steve.
Absolutely. Let me just name that track. That track was Grand Parade from their current album, Son of Evil Reindeer.
Feeder. Come back around on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. But who are you?
Oh, thanks for asking, Rick. Steve Merchant.
With us, Carl Pilkington. Well, Carl, now I know I shouldn't, but I met Carl in the week again,
I
Steve.
told you shouldn't do
I
this,
know.
you know, you should
But
wait
then
till
when
the weekend.
he starts saying things like, oh, is this loud with the people? I go, no, save it, and we just sit there and I'm scared to talk in case he comes up. But, you did tell me a couple of little things, didn't you? True stories that, you know, that I mean, I enjoy. Can you tell, Stephen about the doctor?
Right.
Oh, God.
Um,
Is this something that happened to a friend of yours, or is this,
No, I read about it.
You read about it? Okay.
There's this little lad, right?
Okay.
First of all, it's years ago, right? When
Right, old times.
they didn't have decent doctors in like every town and that.
Yeah.
And this little kid is dead ill, right?
Yeah.
And the local doctor.
Well, there's a phone call involved, so I don't
Yeah,
really
well, let
give
me
the
get to
impression
it.
that it's like
Medieval times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't say that. I just said it's years ago.
Go on
So
then.
this kid's ill, right?
Yeah.
And he's lying in the bed, and he's all going funny colour and that.
Yeah.
And his mum says, I'm going to get the local doctor round. The local doctor comes round, and says, oh, so I don't know what's up with him. He said, leave it with me.
With me.
He
Well,
said,
the doctor said that.
I'll have, he said, I'll phone up a top doctor
Okay.
who was in America or somewhere like that. Yeah. And so he goes to the phone in his office and he calls America, and because it's years ago, the phone line isn't that good, it's all crackly and that, right?
Yeah.
So he's talking to the doctor and he's saying, I've got this kid, he's a funny colour, and you know, he's really weak and that. I don't know what's
He's
up
not
with him.
giving him much to go on.
Right?
Sure.
So the American doctor, right?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, what you want to do? And it's all breaking up, right?
Yeah.
He goes, what you got to do? You got to, it's all breaking up. You've got to give him some, parrot's blood, right?
Some parrot's blood.
Well, that's what he thought he said. but the line was really bad.
Yeah.
He meant parents' blood, but he heard that he said parrot's blood. He said, right, I'll do that. Leave it with me.
I can see where this is going.
He goes to you know, a pet shop.
Yeah.
He says, give us like half a dozen parrots.
Sure.
Takes them round to the kid's house. Takes the blood from the parrots. Puts it into the kid. Kid's fine.
The kid's fine.
I've never
It worked.
such a load of shite in my life. I've never heard such twaddle, such just made up, enhanced, exaggerated bollocks in my
a
life.
load of old rubbish, Carl.
I mean, when he told me this, he said, the doctor said, what do I do? And the doctor on the other end said, give him some blood. And the doctor went, where do I get blood from?
So hang on, wait, I just need to
Where do I get blood from? Give him some parents' blood. Give him some parents' blood. Give him some parents' blood. Yeah.
But hang on, I just need to know where you read this.
Carl.
Where was this? Where did you
I
read
stitched
this?
you up. You know when he said, so do you believe it? I went, tell it to Steve. He went, do you believe it? I went, tell it to Steve. Carl.
But where did you read it?
That was on the internet.
What?
About
Where is it on the
illnesses.
internet? Where,
I'm
what
always
web
looking at
pages?
stuff. I was looking at stuff this morning because of Yoragella last night. eating all that funny food and that, and also they all got a bit scared last night, didn't they, with a snake?
I didn't see that. So is this I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of
Yeah,
Here?
yeah. He got all worried about a snake getting on the sort of wandering about in between the sleeping bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all scared, and it is so
Leave
easy.
it with me. Sorry, the doctor says, leave it with me. Yeah. Leave it with me.
Well, they were all scared because there's a snake, and it's so easy to find stuff out. Before they, where are they? Where is this jungle?
Australia, I
Right.
think.
Before they went, give it half an hour on the internet. I found out with snakes, you don't need to worry, right? They're deaf. They haven't got any ears.
Right.
So as long as you're really quiet,
Creep
it'll,
around,
it'll
yeah.
probably leave you alone.
Yep.
And also, they don't have eyelids.
Uh-huh.
So they were suggesting if one's coming towards you, just like kick sand in its eyes because it can't blink and it leaves it a bit like annoyed and it wanders off. But they didn't do any research before they went.
Yeah.
And that's
I think your knowledge would hold you in good stead. I don't think you need to know any more than you know. Well, we're going to come back to that because he also explained to me where a saying comes from that I want you to be part of. But
Oh, and also, we should mention as well, Carl, you've come up with a competition, is this right?
brilliant competition.
Have you
he
dreamt
thinks
this up?
he thinks this can go to television.
Is this an idea you've come up with?
Yeah.
Carl, I'm so looking forward to
So
it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Continuing our exposure of myths and legends of Rockfall Tale, we exposed that myth that some maybe older rockers have had it and they've got no, they were never any good. And the
Yeah.
kids today,
Oh, I don't wanna
we
hear
want
that.
people like Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart's a great artist.
Let's
He's a slightly laughable man, but a great artist.
let's go back to when it was rocking.
When he cut the mustard.
Yeah, Rod Stewart, you wear it well
Great tune.
on XFM 104.9. Yeah, this doctor, I mean, we should find out who he is, really, and if he's still practising, because it worries me a little bit that, he did that. Also, I mean, he thinks he's got away with it, but how could he be sure those parrots wouldn't talk?
True.
Do you know what I mean? There were six of them, they probably got together and they probably put it on the internet.
I mean, I feel that story, Carl, it asks more questions than it answers.
Yeah,
Really?
like most of your stories.
Yeah, that's the
to be
problem. I
honest.
always feel like I need a little bit more information. Like,
Yeah.
did the parrot boy continue to live?
Yeah.
You know, to a ripe old age, or did he die weeks later after this charlatan doctor who was
Yeah.
going around, you know, spurious
Did he
information?
break his nose trying to crack a big nut?
No, I think he was all right. He lived to a.
See, I'd have shouted, if I was that doctor, I'd have shouted that down the phone. Are you sure you said parrot's blood?
Yeah.
You sure it was parrot's blood?
Listen, I mean, you know, I'm not the best doctor in the world, but did you say parrot's blood?
Yeah, but what you're forgetting is you're going back to the time where like they used leeches to do like.
No, we're
transfusions.
not. We're going back to the late 70s if there's a phone call to America Direct.
Come on, Carl. They weren't calling America like in the medieval times or in the Victorian age. Come on, think about it, Carl.
Yeah.
You know, this has got to be like the like, you know, 30s or 40s, the earliest. You know?
Right.
I'm intrigued to know where this. I think there's someone on the web who's just putting information on there to lead you astray.
Yeah.
Because you're the only person who finds this stuff. Other people are using this to write theses.
What were you looking up that then? What were you looking?
I always look at weird stuff.
What were you looking for?
But what do you type in the search engine to find parrot blood stories?
What were you looking for?
There was this woman with a weird head.
Why were you looking for that? What were you
Just because I'd heard about it. I'd heard, like, someone talking about it on another station.
Right.
About this woman with a funny head.
Right. I love the fact you're intrigued with these things. You go in the basement of Waterstones or Dillon's or somewhere, and there's these medical books that you'll love them, mate.
Yeah, but this is free on the internet, isn't it? It's all there.
Yeah.
So what you typed in? Weird head woman or
I think I put a bit
lady with head.
yeah.
weird people or something I put in.
Sure.
Yeah.
That
Did you come up?
7,000 hits, Carl Pilkington.
But it's all there, isn't it? It's interesting. The one that I was telling you before about the what's the name? The lost letter.
The lost letter? What's
The lost postcard that's just turned up. Some woman sent a postcard years and years ago to a niece or something, right? And her niece was like 3 years old back then. And just now, like I think like yesterday or the day before, it turned up. The postcard turned up 74 years late.
74 years late?
It took 74
years. And that
years.
3-year-old girl's been living in the same house that whole time?
Well, yeah.
Sure.
There's not weird
You see
about
what I mean? There's always a question you can ask to just scratch the credibility of these stories. There's always... It's like the apocryphal tale.
Was this the slugs? Was this those slugs from last week?
Yeah, well, they
were
hold him
stealing...
back because they're slow, because the postman slug is useless. His round takes him 74 years. Then he's got to go back to the beginning, he's got 74 years, and they can't carry the bag. That's why they go... That's why they turn to glue. That's why they turn to glue.
Oh. It's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
So you don't believe that someone sent a postcard years ago and somehow it's been stuck in the bottom of a post bag or something and it's only just...
Stuck in the bottom of a post bag?
Yeah.
That means that there's like a 95-year-old postman who's still wandering around.
Did you have to pay, like, the difference on the charges? Because presumably... It
wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth's...
it was a penny black, presumably, was it?
Yeah. What would be on the stamp? It would have been invalid, surely.
Dunno.
See, these are the questions you should ask yourself.
Because if it's the postman's fault, the post office can't turn
who was
around.
only 3 at the time himself, wasn't he? He was the...
No, he is dead. Yeah, he'll be well and truly dead now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the post office made an error, right? They lost this letter.
Sure.
It's only just turned up. They can't turn around and say, sorry about this, I hope it isn't urgent. It's turned up 74 years late, and by the way, you owe us 25 pence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that, would
No,
they?
that's true, that's true.
So
that's
there
true.
you go.
You're asking questions, though, you see? That's true, you see? So, you're interested in, like, where sayings come from as well, aren't you? Because you told me one in the week, what that... I don't know if Steve's aware of that. Do you want to tell Steve this one?
What's this a saying?
Can we do this quiz?
We'll do the quiz later. I know you're excited about the quiz. Let's do that later, but what's this saying?
Right. What is the saying? Chucking a baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Have you heard that phrase?
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. How would you use that?
Well, how would I use that? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I suppose if maybe you've been discussing something, you've come up with some plans, but you're slightly worried, and you know, you might abandon the whole plan, whereas there might be some ideas in there which are still worth retaining.
Exactly.
So you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
There might be something you can just change, and you don't. Yeah.
You know, there might be a few ideas you can salvage from an otherwise worthless one.
Well, the saying, right, comes from like years ago again, and
pre or post phone,
and ages and ages ago when, like, you know, the bloke worked in the house. You know, he was like the coal man. And then you had, like...
No way, it's important.
Then, like, the mum is like, you know, she stays at home making the dinner, looking after the kids.
Yep.
And you've got, like, the little kid who's just growing up, just messing about and stuff. So, what happens is, back then they didn't have, like, fresh, flowing, warm water every day. So all they could only afford to have, like, one full big bath of fresh water. So they'd fill up the bath, right? And then the dad would come home and he'd say, oh, I've had I had a tough day at work and that down the pit. And his wife would say, it's all right, I'm putting the dinner on. You're going to have a nice warm bath.
So, because he gets to bath first.
Because he gets to bath first because he's the grafter.
And he's
right?
covered in coal.
He's covered in coal, so the water's, like, minging by the time he's finished.
Yeah.
Right? And then the wife says, oh, after all my cleaning the house and doing the cooking, I'm a bit sweaty now.
She's covered in dust and grime. She has the next one.
I'll have a bath, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the line, there's a little baby.
Yeah.
It's been playing out all day. Also got, like, little grubby knees and stuff. Needs to have a bath.
Yeah.
It goes in the bath, right? But because the water's so dirty,
sure,
they go and empty the water out of the window. Can't see the baby in it. chucking the baby out with the bathwater. That's where it comes from.
I don't know what to say, Steve. Because I've heard this. I'm just. What do you think, Steve? Steve.
So firstly, that sort of, I mean, that doesn't explain
where do you start? You're struggling, aren't you? You're struggling where to start.
Well, firstly, I can't see how we've now applied this to,
I've been
the
thinking
example
of this.
that
I've been thinking of this for days, Steve, waiting for you to hear this one.
These coal mining parents, deeply negligent.
Yeah, I love
They've left their baby in the bath, unattended.
That's the way round to do it. The one covered in coal.
Yeah.
You go first.
Sure.
You go first. Don't wash the baby and then get in that.
Yeah.
One covered in coal goes first.
Yeah.
That's the best idea.
Yeah.
Second most dirty one goes second, and then the clean little baby.
Yeah.
I think we should do him last because he's done nothing towards this family.
But more than that, Rick, leave him to his own devices.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm just going to throw the water out.
Yeah.
In the bath.
Don't check first.
Have you checked that the baby's not in there?
Don't
No,
check,
I'm not
don't
even going to waste
bother.
my time
You'd
checking.
see it, you'd see
I'd
it.
be able to see a baby.
You'd see a baby in
if
there.
If a baby was in here,
Yeah.
I'd be able to see it. I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look, to be honest, Jack.
Not
We've all
even
had our
gonna
bath.
look, yeah.
If the baby's in there, then it should be
Be
making
careful,
itself
Jack. We have lost 3 children this way. Don't worry.
New single from Supergrass, Grace, on XFM 104.9. Coming up in the next hour, Carl Pilkington's new game show. He's very excited about this. I'm excited.
We don't know
I can't
anything
wait.
about it, but it's going to be dynamite.
He's told me it's going to be a winner. He said it's going to go to television.
Sure.
I need some adverts, though.
Oh, I'd love to hear some adverts.
Can we have just 2 or 3 minutes of adverts, please? Vines there, Steve. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and Carl Pilkington. Carl's getting very excited, as we all are, about his new... Should we let him do a little taster for us?
Well, I'm very excited about it. I mean,
so the gist of it, what is it? What is it exactly?
Right.
Is it a game show or is it a competition?
It's just, I just thought it's something that, you can play and also people at home can take part in it.
Now, would they phone in about this, or they can just play at home while they're listening?
They can just play at home.
Okay.
You mean we haven't got any prizes?
No, there isn't.
No, I think we could get him to phone in, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Let's hear the game idea first.
Yeah. Right, it's music related.
Okay.
Good.
And what I do is I sort of tell a little story.
Okay.
And that story makes up a song title.
All right. Well, it sounds ambitious.
So,
is it a cryptic clue?
Could be. Say like this, right?
Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me.
Say like this.
Right.
This woman, right, she's pregnant. You know the answer to this one, so don't be saying anything. This is just aimed at Steve.
Okay.
Right. This woman has a baby.
Yeah.
She's pregnant, has a baby, and the doctor's there in the hospital, going, "Oh yeah, you've got a lovely little baby here."
You told me that this is. Oh, this game.
Got a lovely little baby. It's just coming out now. You'll be able to see it in a minute, and it's like covered in gunk and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's going, "Yeah, it's nearly here. It's coming out. I see its little head and that." And he gets hold of it, and it's full of all this gunk. Right.
The baby's full of gunk.
Yeah, like the
covered in gunk or full of gunk.
Covered in it.
Right.
And he goes, "Here you go. Get hold of your baby," and he drops it.
Right.
What song's that?
There's so much irrelevance there, Steve. I can't tell you. It's not a cryptic clue. It's not a cryptic clue because only the gist of it is relevant.
That isn't the best one. That's just
right. I mean, there is just there's things there that you were dwelling on and thinking of puns. Don't. Just go for gut instinct. What was it? What was that?
Right, I just need to try and get the basics of this. There's a woman, she's pregnant, she has a baby.
Yeah.
The baby's covered in gunk.
Yeah.
Right.
And because of the gunk, the doctor drops the baby.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to know.
Yeah, that is all you need to know. Yeah. The pregnancy's largely irrelevant.
Okay, what are the key elements?
It's the birth and the doctor dropping it that the irrelevant, the relevant
birth
thing.
and the dropping of the baby.
Yeah.
I've absolutely no idea. I can't even begin to guess.
Think about what's happened here.
Oh, Carl,
she's had a baby. The doctor's trying to deliver it. He's saying it's a nice little baby you've got here.
This is all irrelevant. This is all irrelevant. Right, let me tell you this. So just to be fair to Steve, so he can get into your mind. Right, this is not a traditional cryptic clue, logical problem or other. This is Carl. What song am I thinking of? Right, that is Underworld, Born Slippy.
I have to say, actually, that makes textbook sense.
Yeah.
No, that does actually. No, I'm sorry.
Do you like all the story about it's all right, you can see it in a minute, or is this covered in gunk? Yeah.
No, I agree there is some extraneous detail, but I have to say that
Born was good, because it was, that's the look of it, Born was good, yeah.
And Born Slippy, No, I was quite impressed by that, Carl, I have to say. No, to be fair to you, I'm not just patronising you.
Oh, well, I've got... Oh, wow.
I actually think that was really good, and I disrespect Ricky Gervais for slagging that off, because I actually think that was quite good.
Well, let's go ahead with it then.
I feel we could maybe open this up to email correspondence, or or the
let's
phone
go
lines.
for it then. Okay, this is Carl Pilkington's new game show idea. It's
just what's the song?
Well, Carl Pilkington presents What's the Song? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Carl Pilkington.
Okay, well,
What's the song?
then?
I'll tell you what, let's play a record. Let's come back after
Give out the number ready for him.
Well, you should make a note of this. You can email us. The email's up and running. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What's the phone number, Carl? Have you got it?
It's 08700 800 1234.
Okay.
08700
800
1234.
Make a note of that, and we'll have a game of what song is Carl thinking of after this next track.
What do you want to play?
What have you got lined up there?
Continuing again. Old fogies who were good once, and I won't hear a thing said against the new kids out there. It's not all new metal, is it?
True enough.
This is Cat Stevens, a little known album, Mona Bone Jack On, and this one's called Trouble. It's a lovely song. Cat Stevens, Trouble, from Mona Bone Jack On XFM 104.9, playing some new songs, playing some old songs.
True enough, true enough.
Playing some old games, some chit-chat, some tears, some laughter, and Carl Pilkington with his brand new show, What's the Song?
What song am I thinking of?
Now, I mean...
You're nervous about this, aren't you, Rick?
I am.
You're worried.
Well, because I've heard some of these clues before,
I
and
have to say,
they're ramblings, sometimes they're close to ramblings of a fool. Right? And it really is like those, what am I thinking?
Yeah. I don't know, though. I actually was genuinely impressed by Born Slippy. I have to give him the benefit
That's
of
one of the
doubt
better
there.
ones.
Because
that was short, sweet, and it worked.
some of these, you say they're not going to be quite as pissy.
Some of them are like Emily Bronte novels. Now listen, we're just going to go for it then. You do it, and we'll just get people to call up, because I want to see the general public's confusion of trying to work out a Carl Pilkington
why don't you give us your next clue, and then we'll play a track, and then we'll hopefully have people on the line after the track to try and answer it, and you can recap briefly. So give us your clue now for what song am I thinking of?
Right, this one, it's about a woman, and she's just normal, nothing wrong with her, or so she thinks, right?
But there's the twist. Is this like the Tales of the Unexpected?
And she's got, like, you know, she's got her mates and she's having a normal life, having a good time and that. And then this thing happens, right? And she starts to stink. And she can't have a bath, right? And she really wants to have a bath. She's dead sweaty and stuff. She's going about her daily stuff. She can do everything else normal. She can eat, she can talk, everything. But for some reason, she can't have a bath.
Is there a coal mining husband in the bath?
Yeah. Is this Born Stinky?
She can't have a bath.
So a woman can't have a bath?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Or a shower. She can't.
Okay, leave it there, Rick. Don't try and guess. It's not fast to guess.
The general public can phone up and ask questions, so I just
I'm
go
not sure
for
they
it.
can they?
I think so. Otherwise, we don't want just people just phoning up and
I'll tell
getting
you
it.
what about this? Why don't they can ask one question?
Yeah.
They can ask one question of Carl, then they have to make a guess.
Okay.
08700 800 1234.
Have we got someone on the line now?
We'll just
No,
go.
let's do it. Let's go for one. Let's go for one. This is edgy radio.
This is
letting
dynamite
Carl
stuff.
Right,
live. Go on.
Hello, XFM.
Hello, I'm ringing about, what's the song?
Absolutely. What do you think?
Well, I'm going for Dirty Diana.
Dirty Diana.
See, that works.
That's a great guess.
It does. Yeah, but it doesn't work because why can't she have a bath?
Okay, so the answer is in
I was
there.
going to ask you.
Well, that's your one question.
That'd be the answer.
That would be the answer, I'm afraid. What was your name?
Shelley.
Shelley, thanks very much.
Shelley, I should tell you that, you know, that you should never take this personally, because no one can really get into the mind of Carl, so don't, you know, beat yourself up about this. I don't expect anyone to get these clues.
No.
So well done. That
good
is
guess.
a fine guess.
A strong
Thank you.
guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else there?
That's hello, XFM.
Who's that on the line?
It's Chris.
Hello, Chris. A question for Carl? Before you give us a guess?
I haven't thought of a really good question or anything yet.
You just want to go for the guess?
Well, no, what I thought was, I'm sure Simon Mayo used to do this when he did the breakfast show on Radio 1 years ago.
No, it didn't.
So you've just pinched this idea, Carl?
If you're going to rip someone off, Carl, do not rip off Simon Mayo.
I haven't ripped this off. I thought this was a new idea. I was going to do it with sound effects instead, but that's
Yeah, he used to do that, and he used to get his team to play other characters. In the
You
story.
idiot.
Well, no, hang on.
Not you, Chris. I'm saying you idiot to Carl.
Yeah, but nothing's new anyway, is it? So I'm not getting annoyed about it.
Very true.
What do you think the answer is?
Is it Cornflake Girl by Tori Amos?
Good answer. She couldn't have a bath because she'd go all
Go
floppy
sloppy
and
and then go down the plug hole.
Good answer.
She's all soggy. Yeah.
so
It's
you
not,
were-
is it Cornflake Girl?
No, it's not, but that's
That's a great answer.
It could have been.
All right. Okay.
You're already seeing the error of this, aren't you?
I think this is great radio. I'm
know.
really hooked on this. I'm
But
genuinely excited
This
now.
is really like that, those so-called lateral thinkers. A man got into a field and dies. Why?
Yeah.
He ran out of air. No,
Yeah.
not the one I'm
He
thinking
was
of.
shot. No.
Yeah,
That
go
was a
on.
good
Well,
answer, but
couldn't, like, Simon Mayo, like, sue you or something for doing it?
Will you
anyway?
stop? Don't mention that.
Yeah.
Listen, I think if you're going to steal ideas from someone, it should be a brain box like Mayo. I mean, he's the man to
Yeah,
steal
the only
from.
example of one I can ever remember hearing on his show, because I was quite young then, was some people were pretending to, like, tap someone's phone or something, and then they got caught, and the answer was just bugging by whistle, because they were...
Genius.
That was absolute genius.
That's
yeah.
absolute genius.
See,
Chris, we're
Carl,
I don't know if
that's the
Carl's
sort of
ever
standard
been
you've got to
up
come up
that
against.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Chris.
the phone lines are hot.
hello, XFM.
Hi, is it Candy Perfume Girl?
Is it what?
Candy Perfume Girl.
Candy Perfume Girl?
Candy Perfume Girl.
Is it? What? Who's that by?
Madonna.
No, it's
That sounds like an obscure album track.
No, it's,
Wow.
it's one of her songs.
just
That
think
is it.
about it. She stinks and everything. She's a normal life. I didn't say she was a sweet or anything. But for some reason she can't have a bath or
Is
a
this
shower.
a big song? Just to give him a clue. Is
It's
this
it's a bigger song than Candy Sweet Girl.
Thank you
was a
very much indeed
single.
for your guess. It clearly is
Thank
right.
you.
It was-
Cheers.
it was
Sorry.
you know. we
Okay,
play-
one more, then we go to a record. Come
All
on.
right,
Okay.
Go on. Hello, XFM.
Carl,
Yeah.
is it High and Dry by Radiohead?
Hi and dry.
High and dry. Now that's great. She smells, which is another word for high. She's dry because she doesn't have a shower. Carl, if it isn't that, yours will never be as good as that. He's the winner. Whatever you're thinking of, that clue is brilliant. What's your name, mate?
It's Richie.
Richard. I mean, you can't beat that.
That's a bit too lateral.
Don't be stupid. It's perfect. He's made yours into a clever clue. He's made high, she smells, dry, she never gets in the bath or shower. It's not that, is it, Carl?
No, it's
You
not.
don't even get that, do you?
Not
Have
really.
have you ever heard of the word high being used to mean sort of smelly?
No.
No, no.
Oh, what?
That was where you went wrong there, mate.
Richard, well, I'm declaring you the winner, even though that isn't the
I
answer.
don't think
Thank
we
you.
should give up this early.
Can we
Rick.
just
What?
let's play a song and,
Let's play a
and
song.
give it one more chance because
Yeah.
if people think about it, it is really easy.
I'm not going to find out the answer now because I've got to go out.
Okay, we'll do it very quickly. Stay in for 10 minutes.
We're just going to play a new
Okay.
Coldplay track out.
Okay, let's hear
Brilliant.
Coldplay and then we'll come
Cheers.
out with this.
Coldplay. One I Love. That's for Nick, Neil, Olivia in Tower Bridge.
Absolutely, and also Nikki from Bromley who emailed in. She's enjoying the show and she wanted a bit Coldplay. That's the B-side of the current single.
This is
In
a
My
great
Place.
show, isn't it? We've got great music, we've
Great
got
music.
laughs, tears, we've got requests, we've got Simon Mayo games.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a bit. It's just like Radio 1 for less people.
Exactly.
Radio 1 for less people. This is great, isn't it?
So,
go on
so
then.
listen, Kai, you were so excited about this game, weren't you, earlier? You came in with a
But I
hop,
knew it
skip,
would
and a leap in
fall
your
flat.
step.
Although I must say the phones are going mental. We're gonna have to take
This
some
is
more
it, no,
calls.
people
I
love
mean,
Carl.
high and dry is great. I mean, it works. That's
Let's
it.
have a-
Can't-
can we have a very quick...
Just recap in case someone's
yeah,
just
a very
tuned in.
quick
Can you
recap.
make it? Can you make it so high and dry doesn't work now? Give us a bit of information that makes it different to high and dry, or can't
So
you
for those that
even
have
do
just
that?
tuned in, Carl describes, in a roundabout way, a story which somehow is representative of a song. Is that
Song
right?
title.
A song title,
Yeah.
okay.
So this woman, she's all right. You know, she has a normal life,
Pretty much.
kind of.
Yeah.
There's probably a few things actually that she can't do thinking about it. But the main problem would be having a wash or having a bath or having a shower.
Yeah.
Maybe going for a swim, thinking about it.
Right.
Let's go.
I think water is the clue, isn't it? That's the clue.
Alright, so fair
Who's that on the line?
Hi there, it's Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Right,
What do
is
you
it
think?
Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana?
No, it's not.
That's a great guess. Smells like Teen Spirit again. He's also
No.
brilliant. Thank you, Mark. Well done.
No, it's not that. Alright. Hello, XFM.
Oh, that's a dodgy mobile.
Oh, that's a bit of a clue.
A dodgy
Hello,
mobile.
XFM.
Oh, they've just given up. They've all been going for Smells Like Teen Spirit. They've just hung up.
Hello, XFM.
Hi, is it She's Electric?
Excellent.
She's electric. It makes sense. That's fantastic.
Oasis,
Carl.
she's electric.
Why does she smell?
Because she doesn't have a bath and that. Because she can't have a bath or a shower. What's your name?
Neil.
Neil
so
got
the
it.
fact. So. Oh.
Neil got it. So, did you get it straight away?
No, only during the song.
A process of elimination from all the other wrong answers.
Yeah, basically.
So,
She's electric.
Rick, I have to say, you're holding your head in your hands, and it looks like you want to shoot off. But I have to say, I thought that was quite good. I genuinely thought that was quite good.
But it's not a cryptic clue, is it? Because it's not. She smells. There's a few things you can't do. She's electric.
yeah, but do you understand what I'm getting at? She's electric.
I always understand what you're getting at, Carl. That's never been a problem in the years I've known you.
Neil got it.
Yeah.
She's
I have to
electric.
say, Rick, I think you're down on this idea. I could definitely see that ITV1 replacing Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. Carl Pilkington hosting.
Simon Mayo on the phone
Exactly.
to the lawyers.
Well, Neil, there's no prizes or anything, but well done.
Well done. That was well worth it. Right.
Well, you go away with the award in the knowledge that you've beaten Carl.
Yeah. You can get secure in the knowledge that you thought how Carl does.
Absolutely. Well done, Neil. I have to say, I think you're being harsh on him. I think that's,
Okay.
that's a great game.
All right. Let's do it again next week.
I
Then.
thought that was a great game.
Brilliant.
Well
Play a
done,
record.
Carl.
Play a record.
What do you want to play?
Oh, you know, I tell you, we've been playing some oldies, Rick, and I've enjoyed them all. But I think I've been in love with this song for many, many years. And when I saw it, reminded of it in Con Air, the film Con Air. Remember they stick it on in Con Air, and it's just dynamite. Lynyrd Skynyrd.
I love this.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh,
play
turn
it.
this up. Sweet Home Alabama. Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah.
Strange and Beautiful. Aqualung. Or as Carl says, Aqualung. On XFM 104.9. Well, it seems that Carl's clue, you know, did go down quite well. Some other people got it. The game show as a whole has been well received.
Well, I have to say the email. You know, we've had loads of emails, Rick. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, we've had let me just count 2.
Yeah.
And one of them was aimed at Simon Mayo. Came to us by mistake. They
of
thought they were
course.
listening to Mayo.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other is saying Carl they love the
XFM.
game show.
Radio 1 with less people.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And so, despite the fact it was a stolen idea, I think we
Yeah.
should do it again next week.
Just
and
like-
next week, let's rustle up some prizes as well.
You're just like your little magpie, aren't you? Thieving shiny ideas from Mayo's nest.
Absolutely. Simon Mayo. We played Lynyrd Skynyrd just before the ads, and I was just looking at the compilation it comes from.
It's a great combination.
We took this from Driving Rock.
Yeah.
Which I imagine
This is not available in the shops.
exactly. I imagine it's come straight from the personal collection of maybe Taron or Foxy.
Or Canfield.
But there's some great names on here that I'd like to see. Maybe we could
He's a
play
little
them.
Vance, isn't he? He's a tiny Vance.
Exactly.
You know, like you're a little Mayo. Canfield's a little Vance.
I mean, these are some names. Just
Go
don't.
on.
I haven't heard them for a long time.
Go
I'd love
on.
to hear them again.
Go
Alana Miles. Black Velvet.
No, rubbish.
Rhea. You don't hear Rhea, no?
Chris Rea?
Rhea, yeah.
Well, what one?
Spin Doctors.
Oh, God.
Lest we forget the Spin Doctors. Crash Test Dummies. What happened to them?
Dunno.
Who else we got on here? Richard Marx.
Yeah.
Mr. Big.
I didn't. He's guilty in that song when he goes, I swear I did, and all that, and the police came around. Well, there's no smoke without fire. I reckon he did it. To be honest, I reckon he murdered her.
You're absolutely right.
Go on.
Legs, ZZ Top.
She knows how to use them.
She does
She
indeed.
knows how to. It's what it is. It's electrical impulse from the brain.
Yeah.
But
How is she using them? What's
she's
she up
just.
to?
She's just. It's you know.
The brothers Doobie are on here as well.
Oh, isn't that? There's nothing wrong with them.
Absolutely right. Starship.
Yeah.
And Toto as well.
What,
I know you're a big
Africa?
fan. It's not actually.
What is it?
Can you name another Toto track?
Hold the line.
It's Hold the Line.
Let's rock. Put that on.
Is it good? Is it good
Let's
stuff?
Down. Ow. Ow.
Is it good stuff?
When session musicians get together. Oh, we
Can
got
we hear a quick little blast?
Oh,
It should
go
be.
on.
Is that disc
Oh,
still in
play
there?
a little bit. Hold the line. It's
That should
great.
be. That should be track. Let me see. That's
no.
probably track 10.
I hope this doesn't annoy too many people. Like we're worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
playing,
That was dynamite.
That was great.
We'll have some. I think we should
Isn't
have
it?
like a classic rock anthem every week.
Do
Do you not think? I
I'd
mean,
love
that-
to. I'd love to.
dynamite.
Bit of Rainbow maybe next week. Who
Oh,
knows?
man alive.
Phone in if you want to hear some classic rock.
Classic rock, indeed.
Oh, we've ripped off Mayo. Let's do Vance.
Absolutely. Let's just steal ideas from other better DJs.
Okay.
Oh,
what can we have?
There's some great ideas out there, I'm sure.
I mean, if you want to like any fix-its done, if you may want to eat a packed lunch on a roller coaster,
On a roller coaster, yeah, with some Boy Scouts.
or dance with Bananarama,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we're
Yeah. Or 5-star.
yeah.
I love the fact 5-star reform. There's 3 of them. Have you read about this?
No. White Stripes on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington. Well, I had a good time.
I've enjoyed it, yeah, it's been nice. It's been fun.
Some good tracks, some laughs, a new competition by Simon Mayo. That was
Absolutely.
That was great.
Yeah, yeah. Carl, have you heard the big news? That Ricky Gervais is looking to take up. Well, you explain it, Gervais, because
it's not big news.
No.
What do you mean?
You're taking up boxing, is this right?
No.
What is the story? You're fighting for money?
No. What? No. Yeah, bare knuckle fighting.
No, come on. What is it?
No. All it is, I've been watching this show on cable called Born to Fight, and it's sort of late. It's a late one. We flick round, and I think it's on After Roadies. Which is like
Roadies?
It's one bloke with a camera who goes on tour with different people. Like he went on with Motorhead. He went with a Meatloaf tribute act. He went on with Coldplay was in one of them. It's that, and it's the
is
sort
this
of this
when, like,
cheap
all the other channels has been switched off? This is the only one left.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's one called Born to Fight, and they just take a different story. It might be like an amateur fight, or it might be an unlicensed fight, not illegal, or it might be white collar, which I'm thinking of doing.
What's white collar?
White collar is just people who want to fight, and it's organised.
Is it like Fight Club?
Yes, but it's charity. It's safe. It's a charity do. You know, having like big events, and it's just two people that aren't boxers, aren't amateur boxers, and they get in the ring and they do three 2-minute rounds, and they just lay into each other. They've got head guards on, and
Rick, I don't mean to alarm you, but we work together obviously, and we make the office and stuff. Your face is my fortune. I can't have
that
it.
Must be a bit of a worry for you.
It is. I'm not going to say. Well, your heart as well is also a concern.
Yeah.
And you're eating and stuff.
But
so,
when I said I was going to get fit, you go, no, Gervais, you're only funny because you're fat.
No, I agree. This is true. But I'm saying there's a difference between being fit.
Yeah.
And I would say, for instance, don't eat kind of cheese and bacon. On their own.
All day.
Or for breakfast. So what I'm saying is there's a difference between, exercising and then having your face beaten in. And what I'm saying is that I just don't think it's a good idea.
But I might win.
No, I don't, that's irrelevant. You're still going to take a couple of blows to the face. And the point is this, Rick, you're not going to win.
Why?
Because you are delusional. You think that you are probably the world's greatest boxer. I know, ever since I've known you seem to think that it's the case because you've watched all the Rocky films. And you think that's fair enough, that seems straightforward enough. But look at your physique, you've got some upper body strength, but, you've also got some lower belly strength as well, I noticed. And my concern is you're going to go in there, and you're not only going to be a broken man when you realise that you're just not as handy in the ring as you thought you were, but also you're going to incur some injuries.
This is fighting talk. This is fighting talk.
The first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
This one's me want to do it more now, just because of you. It was the same when Adrian didn't agree that Rocky could beat Clubber Lang.
Yeah.
Oh, she made that mistake, then she made the same mistake with Drago.
Rick? At what age?
She turns up at the end to take a bit of the credit, didn't she?
When you were this kind of thin, nimble youth in your makeup and your eyeliner and all the rest of it, I bet you had no thoughts about boxing. It never came into your mind, did it? So at what age did you suddenly think, wait a minute, I've taken the wrong path in life. I could have been the world heavyweight.
I don't think I could.
When have you suddenly decided that you can suddenly be a bit street tough? I don't understand why this has suddenly come about.
Well, I'm not putting out a shout, am I, to fight people? It's not like Noel Gallagher and Robbie Williams.
But you've got to find someone else presumably to fight with.
Yeah, but it'd probably be a businessman who wants to fight.
Right. There's something really weird about that. Don't you think that's like, if you just listen to yourself, I want to fight a businessman.
No,
Please may I fight a businessman?
I don't want to fight a businessman.
It's what you just said.
I want to fight someone who wants to, it's not.
I want to fight them though. I want to fight somebody.
Since you were like that, it sounds a bit mad.
Bring them on, I want to fight people.
No, but it's more the effort and the training and the commitment to it, like climbing a mountain. I mean, I think climbing a mountain and doing a marathon is ridiculously macho. It's not the fact that you can do it.
No, that's not macho compared with boxing.
It is macho, isn't it? Climbing, there's no reason to climb a mountain, there's no reason to do a marathon. If you can run a mile, that's all you need. The fact that you train is whether you can do it yourself and achieve something. And this is more like the training and the learning skill and then seeing if it works. I don't want to get in there.
But aren't you concerned about you might get beaten? Or you might get beaten up, I should say.
No, what's the worst that can happen?
You'll get black eyes, bruises, and
bruises.
Gervais, let me just remind you of the time we were working in your flat, right? And you immediately, right? I don't know to this day what happened, but you started choking. You clasped your chest. You were breathing, wheezing. Right? I leapt over to you. I remember screaming, I don't know the Heimlich manoeuvre.
Yeah.
If you've swallowed something I can't help.
Yeah.
You gained your breath. You gained your composure. I said, what happened? Did you eat something? Did you go down the wrong way? You said, no. I swallowed some dust. I swallowed some dust. You breathed some dust in that was in the air. There was some dust in the air. You breathed that in. It knocked you out for 2 days. Rick, you were in bed for 2 days.
I love that.
I don't think you're the man for the job.
And that's some dust. What do you think this businessman's going to do?
Exactly.
He'll be permanent. Hurt you permanent.
Yeah.
He'll hurt you permanent.
You found a lump, didn't you, on your testicle? Once we sat in a doctor's waiting room, I remember, for about 45
You've got
minutes.
them checked out. It was fine. I think I went twice, didn't I? I said to the doctor at one point, I said, did you check round the back?
Yeah.
I was thinking he hadn't checked it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Just because I hadn't found anything. My point is this. You're something of a hypochondriac. You know you're something of a hypochondriac. You know that already. So, why do you think this is going to be any different?
Wow.
If you take when you take the first blow to the head, you take the punch, you'll immediately think that you've got some kind of, brain disorder.
No, I've
you'll be done
always
for,
wanted to do
and
it,
you'll
but I
give
just
up.
thought, I wanted to make sure, I wanted to know that I definitely lost my looks.
Right.
And, I've seen some of the publicity shots, I've got mirrors and mouths, so now, because I've definitely lost my looks now, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I want, maybe a younger, more handsome man, I want to teach him a lesson.
I'll end with this.
Right.
For people who listen to this show regularly, you already sound like you're punch drunk. Alright? And that's just your natural way of talking. Please, let's not do the real thing.
Oh, play a record. Oh.
I mean, is it going to be televised?
Well, we could get it on DVD, maybe release it.
Now I'm interested.
Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Yeah, lots of money.
Well, maybe we should talk about it.
Okay. On XFM 104.9.
You join us now live at Shiki Old People's Home, where TV star Ricky Gervais is taking on his first non-professional bout. Ricky, who are you fighting this evening?
A bloke called Pete Smedley.
Okay, Pete Smedley. How old is Pete?
He's 72.
72 years old.
Yeah.
And now you're very excited about the fight, I know. Pete's just recovered from a massive coronary, hasn't he?
Well, I don't want to get into that. He's deemed himself fit, and that's good enough for me. If he wants to fight, listen. Right, someone just called up and said they'll fight me. He sounded pretty tasty. I said, how tall are you? He said 5'11". I said, what do you weigh? He said 13 stone. I said, how old are you? 27. I explained to him I'm looking for someone a lot older and smaller.
Absolutely.
Lot older and smaller than
Donna
that.
Estelle. If Donna Estelle from what was it?
I'm going to show you now, Steve. Listen, no, it's just a sport. Don't go, don't go into badminton. The shuttlecock can hurt your eye. It's just a sport.
Okay, fair enough. We'll I'm sure resume this conversation next week. When of course we'll also be playing more of Carl's new brilliant game with prizes. Hopefully.
Yeah. Simon Mayo's What Is Carl Thinking?
Absolutely. I'll leave you with a song for the ladies, Rick, if I may. This is by my friend Harry. You may know he sends me tracks every so often that I should listen to, and this is a particular favourite of mine. Pretty Please, and it's by Kevin Tehista's Red Terror. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, but enjoy that, and we'll see you next week.
Let's get ready to rumble.